Good morning Year 7 and welcome to today's maths lesson. Can we start off with a quick starter please? Can you find 1/8 of 64? Can you solve 2x plus 20 equals 120? And underneath I've given you a series of information. Can you please write an algebraic expression to show the total number of packets of crisps? Pause the video and in your light blue books can you have a go at these questions now please? Okay, let's go through the answers. So 1/8 of 64 is just 64 divided by 8. 64 divided by 8 will give me what, Robert? 8, lovely. I've got to solve 2x plus 20 equals 120. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 20 from both sides so that I'm just left with x on one side, or in this case 2x's on one side. And then I've got 100 on the other side of my equation. I'm then going to divide by 2 so that I'm left with just x. X is therefore equal to 50. And finally, I said Edie has x packets of crisps. There's Edie, she's got x packets of crisps. Barbara's got 2 more packets of crisps. So Barbara's got 2 plus x. And Trenton has got Barbara's 2 plus x plus another 10 packets of crisps. So altogether, Trenton has got x plus 12 packets of crisps. So the total number of packets of crisps for all of them, E plus B plus T, is going to be 1, 2, 3 lots of x plus 14. 12 from Trenton and 2 from Barbara. Okay, this is our lesson destination for today. This is where we're headed. We're looking at linear equations but involving shapes and worded questions. So start us off for me, Year 7. Here is a rectangle. Can you please calculate the perimeter of this shape and write down in your light blue books A, B, C or D? Okay, let's go through the answer. So this one here is going to be 7. This one here is going to be 5. 7 plus 7 gives me 14, plus an extra 10 will give me 24. So hopefully we'll have all written C. How about now, what's the perimeter of this triangle? Pause the video for a second and in your light blue books, write for me A, B, C or D. Okay, let's go through the answers. 80 millimetres is the same as 8 centimetres. So I've got 12 plus 8, which will give me 20 centimetres. Hopefully you'll all written D. And finally, can you write an expression for the perimeter of this rectangle for me? Is it A, B, C or D in your light blue books? Write down your answer now. Okay, the answer I was looking for, this section here is 5A, this section here is A. I've got 5A plus 5A plus A plus A, which altogether will give me 12A. We're going to use this information to help us solve some equations. So in your dark blue books, please write the title Perimeter of Shapes. And you know how this works. I'm going to do an example and then you're going to do an example. So pens down and watching the board for me. I've got a rectangle. The length across the top is 2x plus 9. The length across the bottom is 4x plus 1. And each of the sides is equal to x. What do we know? Well, we know that this length is equal to this length in a rectangle. And this length is equal to this length. So we know that 2x plus 9 is going to be equal to 4x plus 1. And we can solve equations that look a little bit like this because we've been doing this in the last few lessons. I'm going to put my higher value of x on the left-hand side. I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides of my equation so that I'm just left with x on one side. This gives me 2x plus 1 equals 9. I just want x's on one side, so I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. This tells me that 2x equals, what, Rosie? 2x equals 8, lovely. And finally, Daisy May, if I'm dividing both sides by 2, what is my value of x going to be? X is going to be equal to 4. Over to you, Year 7. In your dark blue books, can you have a go at this example for me, please? Pause the video, spend 5 minutes on this now. Okay, let's go through the answers. In the same way as my rectangle, we know that the top and the bottom are the same length. So this tells us that 5x plus 3 is equal to 3x plus 9. We also know that 2x is equal to 2x, but that doesn't really help us that much. I'm then going to subtract 3x from both sides. This tells me that 2x plus 3 equals 9. I'm then going to subtract 3 from both sides, which tells me that 2x is equal to 6. And then finally, Edie, what am I going to do? Divide by 2, lovely. X is equal to 3. Please make sure you've got this in your dark blue book for me. Okay, we're going to give another example. This time, I've got the same rectangle, but a slightly different question. I've been asked to write an expression for the perimeter. And we know that perimeter means walking all the way around the outside of the rectangle. So in this case, the first bit is going to be 2x plus 9 plus x plus 4x plus 1, that's us going along the bottom, plus another x going up the other side. Altogether I've got 2 plus 4 gives me 6, 7, I've got 8x. And I've got 9 plus 1, which gives me 10. So my perimeter is 8x plus 10. But previously, we worked out that x was equal to 4. So we can just substitute this in to our perimeter to work out what the actual perimeter is. If x equals 4, 8x plus 10 is going to be equal to 8 times 4 plus 10. 8 times 4 gives me what, Charlie? 32. 32 plus 10 gives me 42. Over to you, Year 7. In your dark blue books, can you please have a go at this example for me, remembering you previously worked out that x was equal to 3. Pause the video for a couple of minutes and work that out now. Okay, let's go through the answers. So perimeter, we walk across the top. That gives us 5x plus 3. Down the side, add another 2x. Walking across the bottom, I'm adding on 3x plus 9. And up the other side, I'm adding on another 2x. So collecting my like terms, how many x's have I got? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've got 12 x's. And 3 plus 9 gives me 12. So we know the perimeter is 12x plus 12. But we previously worked out that x was equal to 3. So that's going to be 12 times 3 plus 12. Cassia, what's 12 times 3? 36, thank you. 36 plus 12 gives me 48. Please make sure you've got this example in your dark blue book. Okay, Year 7, let's do a slightly different example. We've still got a rectangle. First off, I've been asked to write an expression for the perimeter. So in this case, 2x plus 3 is the top bit, but it's also going to be the bottom bit. And the two sides are going to be the same length as well, because it's a rectangle. So my perimeter is going to be 2x plus 3 plus x plus 2x plus 3 plus x in exactly the same way as before. I've now got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lots of x plus 6. And that's all I want us to do so far. In your dark blue books, can you write for me an expression for the perimeter of this rectangle? Pause the video for a couple of minutes and do that now for me, please. Okay, let's talk about it. We're going to walk across the top. That's 3x take away 3. Down the side, we're adding on x. Across the bottom, we're adding on another 3x minus 3. And then up the other side, we're adding on x. So I've got 3x plus x plus 3x plus x. So altogether, that gives me 8x. And I've got negative 3, take away 3 gives me negative 6. That's my expression for my perimeter. Okay, so we worked out for my rectangle, my perimeter was 6x plus 6. I've now been told the perimeter is 72. I need to find x. So now I know that 6x plus 6 is equal to 72. I can solve this if I subtract 6 from both sides. I get 6x is equal to 66. If I divide by 6, I now know that x is equal to 11. But Daisy, is that my final answer? I need to find the length and the width. Now the width of it is just x. So that's the width. But for the length, I need to find 2x plus 3, which gives me 2 times 11 plus 3, which gives me 25. So my width is 11, my length is 25. Okay, Year 7, in your dark blue books, can you please work out this example for me? Pause the video for a couple of minutes and have a think. Okay, this time I've got that 8x take away 6 is equal to 42. If I add 6 to both sides to get rid of that negative 6, I get that 8x is equal to 48. I then want to divide by 8, which tells me that x is equal to 6. But that's not my final answer. My width is just x. So my width is 6. But my length is 3x take away 3, which in this case is going to be 18 take away 3, which gives me 15. Okay, Year 7, in your light blue books now, can you have a go at these two questions for me? The kite and the triangle. Pause the video for 5 to 10 minutes and have a go at those questions now. Okay, Year 7, here are the answers. You should have got 40, n was equal to 24, x is equal to 5, and the perimeter is 34. The reason for why 3x minus 1 equals x plus 9 is that it's an isosceles triangle, so those two lengths are the same. Okay, Year 7, can you now pause the video and in your light blue books have a go at these three questions for me? The last one is an extension. Please spend about 10 minutes on this now. Okay, Year 7, here's the answers. This is the answer to the first one. You should have got x is a half. To the second one, you should have got a is 4.5. If you did my extension question, very well done. ST is 13 3/4 centimetres. Okay, Year 7, dark blue books for me. Title, worded questions, and then pens down, eyes on the board. I'll go through an example and then you've got a similar example to do. So first of all, I've been told that Sarah is X years old. Thomas is 3 years older than Sarah. David is twice as old as Sarah, and the total of their ages is 51. What can I work out? Well, I know Sarah is X years old. I know Thomas is Sarah's age, which was X, plus 3. I know that David is twice as old as Sarah, which is 2x. The total of their ages is 51. So I know that Sarah plus Thomas plus David is 51. So x plus 3 plus 2x is 51. That tells me 4x plus 3 is 51. And I can solve this equation. If I subtract 3, I get that 4x equals 48, which tells me that x is equal to 12. I can use this information to work out how old each of these people is. So Sarah is just x, so Sarah is 12. Thomas is x plus 3, so Thomas must be 15. And David's the oldest, 2 times x would give me 24. Over to you. In your dark blue books, Year 7, can you please copy out this question and have a go at it now? Pause the video for a couple of minutes and work it out for me. Okay, let's go through it. This time I've got that James has X pence. Hannah has got 5 pence more than James. So Hannah's got X plus 5. And Liam has got 2 pence less than James. So Liam's got X take away 2. The total amount is 75 pence. So I know that James plus Hannah plus Liam is 75. This tells us that x plus 5 plus x subtract 2 is 75. Let's simplify that. 3x plus 3 equals 75. Subtracting 3 from both sides tells us that 3x is equal to 72. And then finally, I need to divide both sides by 3. Let's do a little sum. 72 divided by 3. 3's into 7 go how many times, Ben? 2. Lovely. Remainder 1. 3's into 12 give me 4. So x in this case is equal to 24. And this tells us that James has got 24p. Hannah's got x plus 5, so Hannah's got 29p. And Liam has got x take away 2, so Liam has got 22p. Let's double check. Does 24p plus 29p plus 22p give me 75p? 9 plus 4 gives me 13, 14, 15, 2, 4, 6, 7. Yes, it works. Okay, Year 7, in your light blue books now, can you have a go at these 3 questions for me? Forming the algebraic equation and then solving it in each case. Pause the video for 10 minutes and have a go at those now, please. Okay, Year 7, here are the answers. I should have got £175, y is equal to 3 and 5 hours and 12 minutes. Okay, Year 7, if you've still got time left of this lesson, Please spend 5 to 10 minutes on these 2 extension questions. And the answer to the first one was x is equal to $2.50. And finally, Year 7, the answer to the second one was 50. Well done if you got this one right. This was a really tricky question that I pulled out of a GCSE paper, so well done if you got 50. That's the end of today's lesson, Year 7. Can you now go back onto Google Classroom and complete my exit ticket, please? Have a lovely day. Goodbye.